The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The probe into that Flamingo air crash taking shape. U.S. investigators to assist as well. More on the outages plaguing New Providence. And taking a closer look at the numbers from the general election. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the upcoming annual St. George's Thrill of the Grill and a whole lot more. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the pilot of an ill-fated Flamingo Air Cessna 402C aircraft was preparing to land moments before the plane crashed into the woods and burned near the San Andreas airport, with 9 other people on board. That's according to the initial findings from the ongoing investigation by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority, the AIA. At a press conference yesterday, AIA Chief Investigator Kendall Dorsett Jr. said investigators at the crash site observed the plane's landing gear and flaps extended, indicating that the aircraft was configured for landing before it made impact with the ground. Dorsett noted that U.S. investigators are also assisting with the probe. He said the plane took off from Lynden Pindling International Airport at 12:10. He said the pilot, Franklin Cambridge, disclosed his flight plan with air traffic control at 12:41 p.m., while the plane was about 10 miles east of San Andreas Airport. Dorsett said 16 minutes after takeoff, the plane began to descend about 1,000 feet in a southern direction. He said air traffic control lost contact with the plane at 12:48 p.m. when the plane made impact with trees before coming to a stop in a wooded area about 1 nautical mile west of the runway at San Andreas Airport. The plane was destroyed by fire, 9 of those on board. Only one occupant, 24-year-old Makaro Roll, survived the initial crash and was able to travel a small distance away from the debris before he was rescued. Some 2 hours later, received extensive burns all over his body, died in an ambulance at the San Andreas Airport. With the nation's tragedy, questions remain about the crash, though, and what caused it. Before he died, Roll was able to contact his cell phone and reportedly told them the plane began shaking out of control before it dropped out of the sky. The small plane didn't have a recorder or flight data recorder, commonly known as a black box. Dorset explaining that aviation regulations do not require planes of that size to have a black box. It's been advantageous to have this information. He said he does not think the absence of that equipment will hamper their investigation. Bahamas Power and Light Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie yesterday saying that teams are still working to restore power to communities in New Providence impacted by extended outages caused by a cable fault and other difficulties. The issue began over the weekend and extended into Tuesday. He said the main reason for the cable fault was a cable fault along the Blue Hill and Soldier Road corridor. He thanked consumers for their patience, but he acknowledged Monday night resulted in low voltage lines being torn down, and issue teams were also working to repair. A 12-year-old girl testified that she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. This was on Tuesday. Her voice barely a whisper, the preteen recalling in court the incident that allegedly took place in August 2024. The man who was on remand has denied the allegation at his trial before Justice Janine Weish Gomez, with the defense alleging that the young child made up the sex abuse claim because he had disciplined her. At the time of the incident, the witness's jobless mother and her 4 children lived with the man in a modest efficiency in New Providence. The girl said that her mother went out with her 2 brothers and baby sister, leaving her alone with the man who's not named the alleged victim. She alleged that the man raped her and told her not to tell anyone. The girl was 11 at the time. The child, who said she doesn't have a good relationship with her mother, said she didn't think her mother would believe her over her boyfriend. The girl remained silent about the alleged abuse until she told an aunt in August 2024. The aunt alerted the police, triggering the investigation that resulted in the boyfriend's arrest. The accuser now lives with her aunt and the public defender Danielle Kemp, asking the child if she ran away in October. She admitted that she did. And the lawyer suggested the girl ran away because she had been caught breaking into the landlord's home. You can read more on this case in today's Nassau Guardian. And a 64 years in prison in relation to a $1.5 million cocaine seizure has been permitted to produce medical evidence in his bid to reduce his sentence. Anton Blackjack Johnson was convicted of conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs with intent to supply and possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply last year. Johnson appeared before the Court of Appeal yesterday along with his lawyer, who applied to introduce new evidence concerning his health during the appeal. The appeal has been set for November 9th. Johnson was arrested back on June 13th, 2021. Local and American law enforcement officers were on patrol when they saw a white and blue twin-engine Piper Aztec flying at a low altitude over Steventon, Great Exuma. The officers saw when 2 objects, later discovered to be cocaine-filled bags, were tossed from the plane. Johnson and John Hanna were arrested when the plane landed. Hanna was murdered while on bail for that case. Overseas, the U.S. reimposing a naval blockade on Iran and intensifying its airstrike campaign today in retaliation for Tehran's attacks on ships trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. The American strikes hit an Iranian army barracks, killing at least 7 troops and wounding more than 260 people across the country. Days of back-and-forth strikes by the U.S. and Iran across the Middle East and renewed threats to the waterway crucial to global energy supplies have shredded the interim deal to end the conflict, and the region could tip back into all-out war. The U.S. first imposed a blockade in April and then lifted it last month after signing the interim deal that paused the fighting and set a 60-day period for negotiations over issues like Iran's nuclear program. Those talks have stalled as fighting over the strait has intensified. Confirmed cases of Ebola in Congo have reached 2,011, including 754 deaths. That's according to government data released overnight in what authorities say is the fastest growing outbreak on record. Health workers at the Bunia General Hospital went on strike on Wednesday, the latest group to have walked off their job at the epicenter over payment issues. Health professionals and other frontline workers barricaded of the hospital, lamenting that they haven't received any compensation despite working under difficult conditions. A total of 753 patients remain in isolation or in hospitals, while 366 have so far recovered. That's according to data from Congo's Ministry of Health. Contact tracing remains a challenge, with coverage of those exposed still at 67%. The Central African nation has been battling the Ebola outbreak caused by a rare virus since May 15th. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen went to Kyiv today to mark Ukraine's annual Statehood Day, pledging continued military and financial support for the country's independence as it holds out against Russia's four-year full-scale invasion. Ukraine's sovereignty has been threatened since Russian forces occupied Ukraine's Crimea in 2014, and Moscow illegally annexed the peninsula, followed 8 years later by the all-out invasion in February 2022. Statehood Day, celebrating the country's self-determination, is a public holiday in Ukraine. The war has killed thousands of soldiers and civilians, forced millions to flee their homes, reduced Ukrainian cities to rubble, and fueled fears the confrontation could slide into an open conflict between Russia and NATO, whose member nations have supported Kyiv. No peace settlement is in sight. Survivors and family members of victims of a deadly bar fire in Bangkok, Thailand, visiting a nearby police station today to seek compensation, gather belongings, and share statements from the blaze. The fire, which broke out on Sunday night, killed at least 32 people and left more than 70 injured, 15 of whom are still in critical condition. The cause of the fire at the Rong Bir Na Lat Preo bar is still under investigation. Most of the people who were killed were found trapped in windowless bathrooms, where they may have sought to escape the flames. And Cuba suffering another blackout of the National Electric System, or SEN, Tuesday, leaving the entire country without power. It was the third such incident in 2 weeks as the U.S. oil embargo stresses the island's grid. Fuel has been running out across Cuba since January, when U.S. President Donald Trump threatened tariffs on any country that sells or provides oil to the island, deepening the country's ongoing economic and financial crisis. Public transportation has largely been halted, and officials have canceled tens of thousands of surgeries. Cuba produces only 40% of the fuel it needs. A solution for fuel imports is not yet in sight. The state-owned electric union reported that a problem with a generating unit in the eastern province of Holguin produced a sudden frequency change, resulting in the SEN blackout around midday. Both the Ministry of Energy and Mines and the Electric Union indicating that protocols for the restoration have been activated, meaning that micro-islands are being established and then interconnected to provide power to priority locations such as hospitals and food processing plants. And from the U.S., there will be no turning back the clock if the House has its way. The House of Representatives are passing a bill Tuesday that would make daylight saving time permanent. Proponents, including the White House, arguing that daylight during the times that Americans are most active. The vote was 308 to 117. Daylight saving time is that period between spring and fall when clocks in most parts of the U.S. and the Bahamas are set 1 hour ahead of time. States could opt out if their respective legislatures act to do so before the bill's enactment. The Senate would also have to pass the bill before it could be signed into law, but it's unclear if it will pass in the Senate. Proponents are arguing that Americans are ready to ditch the switch, saying that changing the clock twice a year creates unnecessary disruption, and that it would give families more daylight time in the evening to spend outdoors and support local businesses. Detractors say permanent daylight saving would lead to darker and potentially more hazardous winter mornings where children will be waiting for school buses and parents will be driving to work in darkness.
This is Sports Update.
It's time for sports, brought to you by the Nassau Cruise Port. We've got, the Bahamas' senior women's national basketball team rebounding from a tough opening night loss to the Dominican Republic for a 73-67 victory over host nation Nicaragua at the FIBA Women's AmeriCup Central Basket Qualifiers in Managua on Monday night. It was the Bahamian team's first win of the group stage after the heartbreaking fourth quarter collapse against the DR on Sunday night. And now they are in prime position to advance to the knockout round of the week-long tournament. Team Bahamas now owns an even 1-1 win-loss record and 3 points, tied with the DR in the Group A standings. The close loss left the host nation at the bottom of the group with an 0-2 winless record and 2 points. Similar to Game 1 against the DR, the contest against Nicaragua came down to the wire in the fourth period, but Bahamian guard LaShawn Higgs would not be deterred in crunch time, scoring 6 of her game-high 25 points in the final 5 minutes of the fourth period. She finished with 25 points, 4 steals, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds in the win. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. And from the World Cup, Spain's defensive powers and swagger were just too much for an attacking trio led by France's great Kylian Mbappe, and just enough to get the 2010 champions into another World Cup final. The Spanish team managed a record 6th shutout in 7 games so far, winning 2-0 in the semifinals Tuesday against one of the most prolific scorers in World Cup history. Teenager Lamine Yamal certainly was correct when he said France should fear Spain, that despite FIFA's top-ranked team being led by Mbappe, their captain with 20 goals in his 20 World Cup games before the semifinals. So Mbappe won't be able to go to his 3rd straight World Cup final, but he's still in the running for the Golden Boot. He's in a neck-and-neck race with Lionel Messi of Argentina. Both have 8 goals each so far at this year's tournament. Mbappe, who won the Golden Boot at the last World Cup 4 years ago in Qatar, holds the first tiebreaker with a 3-2 lead on assists. Messi and defending champion Argentina will play again on Wednesday, today, in the other semifinal match against England. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Sports brought to you by the Nassau Cruise Port, calling all football fans. Join Nassau Cruise Port for the FIFA World Cup final this Sunday. Gates open at 1 p.m. with kickoff at 3 p.m. Cheer on your favorite team while enjoying the match on the big screen. Visit Nassau Cruise Port on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn for more information.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got that heat advisory that's still in effect for the entire Bahamas. A severe heat wave continues to affect the northern Bahamas. Everyone's being advised to stay hydrated, wear protective clothing, seek shade, and avoid prolonged outdoor activities during peak sunshine hours, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We've got that dust advisory still in effect for all areas in the country, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands. And folks with respiratory issues need to take the necessary precautions. It's been a rough week. So we've got strengthening high pressure and lingering Saharan dust that will maintain hot, hazy, and mostly stable conditions across much of the country for today. A few isolated showers and afternoon thunderstorms possible across the northern Bahamas, and lingering moisture and weak troughing will continue. We've also got light winds across the northern islands that will allow heat indices to remain dangerously high, while moderate to fresh easterly breezes will continue for the central and southeast Bahamas. So your forecast for today. For the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, we're looking at partly sunny conditions this morning, becoming a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, turning mostly fair tonight with a 10 to 20% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. The northernmost islands, including Grand Bahama, looking at partly sunny conditions, becoming a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, mostly fair tonight, with a 10 to 30% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. The central Bahamas looking at a mix of sun and clouds and haze today, mostly fair tonight. And the southeastern islands, partly sunny and hazy today, becoming variably cloudy tonight. A 10 to 20% chance of showers across the entire southern half of the Bahamas. For boaters, winds variable at less than 10 knots. For the northernmost islands, east-northeast to east-southeast, around 10 knots, becoming variable, below 10 knots this evening. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, and easterly at 10 to 15 knots for the central islands, and 15 to 20 knots for the southeast Bahamas. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs in the mid-90s, but the heat index will make it hot as 112 Fahrenheit. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 81 Fahrenheit. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
The end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a consolidation loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Looking to elevate your tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
At RBC, we think it's your ideas that build a life. And sometimes, to keep an idea moving forward, you need a little help. That's why with the loan from RBC, there are no upfront bank fees. And with up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay, and competitive rates and terms, there's never been a better time to start the conversation. Let's talk loans. Visit rbc.com/loans today. Your idea of getting there happens here. Conditions apply, subject to normal lending criteria.
Cool. I just paid my insurance premium online.
That is cool. But how about an insurance portal that does that and more? NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have so much more than just a payment portal. You have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
DIC, keeping your savings safe and sound. If a bank falls down, your money still comes round. Deposit insurance, trust that never fades. DIC protects the funds that you work hard to save.
The Deposit Insurance Corporation, protecting your savings. Want to learn how? Call 302-2681 or email info@dic.bs.
We do not choose to do work for recognition, but work that is worthy of recognition. We dare to find niche solutions to fill the voids within our communities.
CIBC Caribbean wants to reward the unsung heroes in our communities. Do you know someone who's been doing outstanding work in their community or performed an extraordinary act of heroism, bravery, or kindness in the last 12 months? Nominate a hero today. Go to CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking to transfer your designs directly to fabric or garments for the family gatherings, funerals, social clubs, team uniforms, and much more? Contact Janae's Uniform Center digital team via WhatsApp. Text only 817-3295. Get that special effect image on your t-shirts or garments for your group. We use the latest technology in embroidery, DTF, and regular DTF transfers to print your file. Contact Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road, 394-8385 or 6, or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Look sharp and fresh.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Chester Robards, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you, Dwight?
I'm doing well.
Excellent.
Good to have you with us.
Glad to. I'm glad to have you with us as well.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. All right. It's Wednesday in the middle of July, already the middle of the month. My goodness gracious.
Yes.
Coming up, we're going to be talking about the annual St. George's Thrill of the Grill. Both Chester and I have interesting connections.
Protect me this year, Dwight.
With St. George's. And they're going to be very judgmental, I suspect, when they come in here.
Again.
Yeah, as always. And then later we're going to get a little deeper into the numbers, the findings from General Election 2026. Right, we're going to be looking at that. That's all ahead on this Wednesday. But
how about those World Cup numbers yesterday?
I'm a little disappointed.
I was too, but
wanted France to win.
Now I have to.
It was one of the few times I pull for France.
Now I have to pull for Spain. So.
What? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Hey,
I'm getting behind our colonizer, England, all the way. And
one of my good Chelsea boys plays for Spain, so
that's your
problem. And I like to see the young boy. And I like to see the young boy make a World Cup final.
Okay,
so.
well, England. Here we go.
I mean, win a World Cup final. So. Go ahead.
He's very young. He has many opportunities.
Go ahead, England.
Many opportunities. But we'll all be watching today.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk about what else, though, is in the news. In the news, quite a bit to talk about. We told you about this in the overnight. We'll get to this in a bit. This court case is disturbing claims coming out of it involving a young girl and what she's saying about her mother's boyfriend and some other disturbing crime stories in the news today. We'll get to that in a bit, but the crash probe is taking shape. The Flamingo Air crash on Independence Day. We're learning more about what happened. And as investigators piece together the picture of what exactly went wrong on that horrible, horrible afternoon. For more on this, the very latest, take a listen to this report from our Vani Katut.
16 minutes after takeoff from Lynden Pinling International Airport in Nassau, a Cessna 402C carrying 10 people began an initial descent of approximately 1,000 feet in the southerly direction before contact was lost at 12:48 p.m. According to preliminary findings into the Independence Day plane crash, Chief Investigator of the Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority Kendall Dorsett Jr. says the aircraft was destroyed by fire after impacting a wooded area near North Andros Airport.
There was impact with trees, and the aircraft after that would travel a short distance before coming to rest in a heavily wooded area. And this area was to the west of San Andres Airport at a distance of approximately 1 nautical mile. The aircraft was destroyed by fire, with 9 persons receiving fatal injuries. 1 occupant survived the aftermath of the crash sequence. The surviving occupant was able to evacuate the aircraft after the crash sequence, and he made it for a short distance, however, he later succumbed to his injuries in a short time.
5 members of the well-known DuPont band lost their lives in the crash, including band leader Giovanni McKenzie, Rashad Storr, Mateo Winder, Tonika Gillett, and Travis Johnson. DJ Melvin Henfield and Andros natives Quentin Myers and Macaro Roll, both employees of Ocean Key, were also among those on board. The pilot, Franklin Cambridge, was also killed. Relatives of 16-year-old Nicholas Oliver Jr. believe he was also on the plane when it crashed. Dorset says the aircraft's landing gear was found in the extended position, indicating the pilot was preparing to land. As the investigation continues, he says investigators will review the aircraft's maintenance records, the pilot's records, air traffic control communications, and possible human factors.
And so basically we're just gathering data at this time. Like I said in the beginning, at this time we cannot provide any findings, conclusion, analysis, or probable cause. That's at the end of the process. We have to present that within the 12-month time.
Is the crash site still closed?
Definitely. So that's something that we coordinate in terms of the site itself, yeah.
Dorset says what is left of the aircraft, primarily the engines, will be transported to the United States for further examination as the investigation moves forward.
As far as the investigation goes, the next steps, we want to continue to gather and analyze evidence and information. There's coordination in terms of recovery of aircraft, where we would recover aircraft and engines and transport them to the United States, where we will conduct further analysis. And this will be under the supervision of the AAIA in conjunction with the NTSB and the engine and aircraft manufacturers. And of course, the release of the preliminary report in 30 days and the release of the final report, we're going to aim for a period of 12 months from the date of occurrence.
He described it as one of the most tragic air accidents in Bahamian history.
We have lost, unfortunately, 10 lives. And again, we can't express enough how our hearts grieve with the loved ones. I think especially because of the time of year was being Independence Day. And so certainly that is motivation for us. And every time we step out on these accident sites, the intent is to make aviation safer. And I mean, I want the public to be encouraged by that fact. I think it can be seen that we really are passionate about aviation safety. That's why we're completely independent. We are free of interference to do what we have to do.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonik Toot.
Okay, and I'm not sure if it was said in that story, but U.S. investigators are scheduled to be assisting with the probe as well. Wow. Yeah. Families still have questions, though. So many questions about, right? About
what happened.
What happened.
Exactly
but
what happened.
Who was there? Was it overloaded? Were there people who just hopped on the plane like it was a taxi? But this has been an ongoing thing in this country, right? And despite numerous incidents like this, it continues.
Yep.
Why is that? Why do we use these small planes like taxis?
And I don't know if this is a factor because lots of planes around here, in general in the world, are old. This is an old plane.
Yeah. Well, wow. So we will wait to learn more, but the challenge has been learning from the mistakes, and there's little evidence to support that we actually do. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, I don't know, can I say it? Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Are they mistakes? Are they mistakes?
What do you mean?
When you turn a blind eye to something, is it a mistake? It's not.
Or is it
quite
intentional? Is that what you mean?
It's negligent.
Mm-hmm.
You allow certain things to happen. For some reason or the other. Maybe the person who allows it doesn't know about the past events or doesn't understand about whatever. I don't know.
Where did this person magically appear from? How would they not?
Well, somebody is confident about the thing that they're about to get into. And if they have to pull strings to make things happen, then their confidence overwhelms the situation. Wow. I don't know. I wish I knew, but we do things around here that are probably. We can't. I mean, look at the story. What was it yesterday? We don't even really know who owns the plane.
Yep.
How could that even be? We're not 100% sure.
Barely know who owns the airline.
Exactly.
So but this is unfortunately just par for the course with so many things in the Bahamas. Right? Well, why is it like this?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not accidental.
No, it's not a mistake. It's intentional negligence. Yeah.
All of it. Down to the business registration. Like, we don't, why isn't it easy to understand? Why isn't somebody saying after that story, why didn't we get a clarification yesterday from somebody? Mm-hmm. Who knows? Somebody knows.
But this is the MO around here, right? You ignore something, you just hope they forget, move on. Some other thing will come along to distract them, and they'll stop asking about this. And in a year, they'll say, "Oh, you remember? Oh, we never." And then, oh well, right?
But somebody very high up who should be concerned about these things doesn't lay down the hammer.
Well, often as
why though? But why?
I was about to say everybody is too connected, too close to the story, always. And you're gonna say, "Well, this is a small country." No, it's more than that.
At some point, we got to care more about
the
fact that it's a small country and everybody connected somehow.
Whether it's your friend, brother, twin mixed up in the thing, this can no longer be the excuse. We're losing lives over the negligence, right, and protecting people's interests. It's insane. It's insane. Let's get your reaction to it. We're getting some messages coming in and some calls as well. You can call in too. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, or text us 422-4796. I mean, that people don't know that you might have been on the flight, because there's no real manifest or records. What are we dealing with?
That's crazy stuff.
If this were 20 years ago, you're like, oh, well. But it's happened so many times since then.
Yeah.
And it continues to happen.
Yeah.
And with children, I mean, that boy's a minor.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I don't understand how this place works.
You understand how it works. And I wonder, though, also, since that incident, what things look like at general aviation, where a lot of this stuff goes down, right? What does it look like?
I mean, this week everything will be working the way it should.
Or people will be just a little bit more afraid to do the things that they did before.
Check them in a month.
Exactly, but that's the thing.
Check them in 2 months.
That's what we're saying.
A year from now.
Yeah.
Because we've been here before.
Yeah.
And it will be business as usual very shortly. Caller, what say you? Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
I'm Chester.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, man. It boils right down to me, right? Corruption, right? We don't like to use the word, but it boils right down to that to me because if we were a community, what was fighting more, the fight we always advocating, if we were fighting more for the freedom of information, a lot of these things could have been out there. But it appears that any place you go in this country, Dwight and Chester, whether it's to the police station, the prison, the hospital, the airport, the custom department, any place you go in this country, there's the pay to get beyond what you need to do anywhere, and that's where the corruption sets in. I don't know if you guys could remember before they put the $1 million airport there there, right? They used to have a place. I mean, the place is still there, but that's where people used to run to when they couldn't get on a plane around to the main airport. And back in those, you could find almost hundreds of people waiting to try to get on a charter flight, right? And it wasn't regulated then, right? Because it was a blatant, what you call it, a hacking situation for planes. That's what it was. And they only like clean it up a little bit, but the concept is still the same. Where you could go and get on a flight, and you even need to be on the what you call it, right? We in this country, right? We don't want this. We don't, as the citizens, we don't want to know what's going on, right? But we want to find out what happened, right? And to me, it is mind-boggling because if the leaders them could continue keeping us in this mindset that we don't need to know what's going on, just wait for them to tell us what happened. Then hey, we can't lose no more lives in this country through negligence and corruption, man.
Oh, yeah?
Because that's what's
sure?
killing us.
I think
in this country,
we
man.
can and we will, because I don't see whether things are going to change. But,
Well, I agree with you with that,
Yeah.
Dwight. I'm hoping, just like you are, for something to change, because something drastically needs to change, because the innocent life is what we elect leaders them to protect. Now, people can do whatever they want to do, right? They ain't innocent. But the innocent life is what's supposed to be protected by the God. You guys have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well,
I don't know. I'm sure you did the story at some point. A worker at the stadium fell to their death, right? At
Yes.
some point. And that happened after the gentleman at somewhere off of...
Yes,
thing
absolutely.
died.
Yeah, that happened the same day we were actually talking about workplace safety on this show, probably around the same time.
Yeah.
Which is quite ironic.
Again, another case in point. One person dies working on a construction job, working at heights without fall protection. And like the entire industry is not afraid to allow it to happen again.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the industry might be... Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, the industry is not completely regulated. So when I say that...
Right. Well, I definitely think the people who regulate the industry...
Who regulates the industry? They don't even have licenses.
Yeah, that's right.
Contractors.
Okay, well, yes, so then you're right. You're right. I know the Payment Contractors Association, they're pushing this seminar coming up this weekend. They're concerned.
And been pushing for them to get licenses.
Right. So, yeah, but nobody cares about anything. Just simple. That's the end of that. Aviation, construction, vehicular, whatever, preschools.
But it boggles the mind. Imagine the contractors out there today who have people working in heights without fall protection. After it happened twice within a month.
In shorts, baseball caps, and Crocs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do.
Oh, that's how you come to work today? Oh, yeah, boss, I ain't got nothing else.
No one's going to ask
okay.
that.
All
They
right,
say, oh, at
cool.
least you came to work today.
But they got to ask, right?
You sure?
Maybe.
They say, thank you for coming to work. People asking about, hey, what about the Eric Gardner flight? Why was there never any reporting on that from these investigators? Is it because
How
it
long
ended
has that
up-
been? 2 months? 2 months and a
general
bit?
election day. Was it because it drifted into international waters? Is that why they are not saying anything
that
about
why?
that? What is that about? Why? Right?
Was
That
it a
is-
Bahamian aircraft?
Of course, piloted by a Bahamian, with only Bahamians on board.
And even if it landed in international waters, who's to say we can't do our own investigation? Who's stopping us from doing it?
Well, for
nobody.
some bizarre reason, it totally drifted off course, way off its Bahamian destination. So you'd think Bahamians would be involved. What now?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So what is happening? What's happening? And again, they want to forget.
Again, status quo happening.
This is foolishness now. But there will be. Today's Wednesday. By Thursday, Friday, there'll be another massive distraction. Everyone will stop talking about this. Well, some of you.
This distraction, what happened with that police officer and the machete-wielding person, right? Who got killed.
Well, there have been 20 distractions since then. 20 since then. But this is crazy. This is crazy. And you notice how nobody in authority has said anything about a man who's supposed to be a witness in a case who ended up dead just days before the trial is supposed to begin, and nobody say anything.
And the attitudes you get from officials when you ask questions is just sickening.
Yeah, because we're all, just ops, we're just opposed to them. Obviously on the other political side, and that's all. That's the only reason why you ask these questions.
That's what they think?
Well, that's what they tell their supporters.
That's crazy.
But will we? What will come out of this? Will anything? Caller, what say you?
Listen, I don't know if y'all could remember back in 2010, there was another incident with another aircraft that went down in Lake Killarney. We are all forgetting that.
No, we're not forgetting. We remember.
And that
Similar story.
It's like we're just talking about this incident, but the other one was the same thing.
Very similar.
It's just that the problem with our country is the government of today, they are playing mind games with the people, and they don't care what's going on. Why do you have to point fingers at each other? The problem lies in civil aviation. They are the regulators of these aircraft and companies. There should be no blame game going on in times like these. And I feel like if the aircraft doesn't have an owner, the government should be solely
No, it does have an owner.
responsible for whatever's going on.
It does have an owner. It's just not public knowledge or clear to the public who it is.
Okay, so bring the truth to the people.
Yes,
Tell
they
us
should.
the Lord.
And that's the problem. They never work on. They never seem to be working on the public side, right? It's always to protect these
And
special
the problem-
interest groups.
No, the problem with the count and the empty burger, we are just like that, like Fred said. We are too passive as humans. We now need to get up and start going and demanding answers.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister of this country needs to now be a man and come out and talk to the people. That is a tragic incident. 10 lives are gone. Imagine if that was one of their wives or their children. Something would have been done long time.
Wow.
So think about it as their family. It's wrong. And deal with it today. Let the people know what's going on. Whoever is in charge, whoever owns the aircraft, bring the knowledge out to the people today so that we can know where to go from here.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it. You know what? I suspect they are pointing fingers at each other, as in the different administrations, right? Because from what we understand, people are pointing out these flaws, the negligence, as Chester said, all the time, right? People are pointing out, hey, this airline, this aircraft, this is a problem, this is that, this can't happen, this one doesn't have a license, whatever. And it seems that people, you keep hearing it, directives are coming from the top. Directives are coming, man, let that slide, don't worry about it, next time, blah, blah, blah. And so this is probably why those folks keep pointing the finger at the political types.
That's right. That's exactly
because
right.
they know exactly who caused this. But we hear it all the time, not just in aviation. Remember, we had even forestry say when they came across something, they were told, "Don't watch nothing." This is madness. From the top. Let's get your text messages. And you can text us as well, 422-4796. And tweet us and Facebook us. This person says here, Chester is right, Dwight. No safety on the port in Nassau is about the safest place to work in the country.
Wow. Because they are regulated by things as well.
Wow.
Or they adhere to them.
Could this be a new way of getting rid of people? Crashing planes the same way we had an arsonist burn down buildings. What's happening in this text? I shouldn't read this. But the ministers never have any information. A call for the aviation minister's resignation should have been done a long time ago. People have been calling. Look at the corruption. No more smiles from MPs, just scowls and dismissive attitudes like lives don't matter. Well, okay. Well, that's a lot. This person says here, it's disappointing to listen to your show every morning and hear the many concerns you and your co-hosts discuss about the state of our country. It makes me wonder, why don't our leaders seem to care? Why do we continue to elect the same people while expecting different results? What is it going to take to wake our people up? So many of the issues affecting our nation remain unresolved, and it often feels like very little is changing. When will we elect leaders who are genuinely committed to improving this country and putting the interests of the people first? Until then, all we can do is continue to pray, stay informed, and hope that positive change will come through the choices we make as a nation. Well, they do care about certain people's interests, and they are certainly putting those interests first. But may not be the majority. But certain people are having a ball.
They pick and choose what interest them.
Having a blast. This person says it was not Lake Killarney. No, it certainly was Lake Killarney. It was not Lake Cunningham. It was Lake Killarney. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was Lake Killarney.
Lake Killarney.
Right across from the airport.
Lake Killarney.
Directly across.
Maybe you don't know which one is which, but it was Lake Killarney. This person says, payments, if you rate your life, don't fly nothing where you could see the pilot. You mean while the plane's in the air?
That's not cool.
Which part? To say it?
What they're suggesting.
I agree with it.
Nah, there's lots of great pilots and great airlines and great airplanes
talking about the planes
that fly around here where you can see the pilot.
That's okay. Did I ever tell you the story?
I got plenty of
stories. Is that airline still in existence? Anyway, that was one of the worst I ever experienced in my life. Man, whatever this was, you could see the pilots and all the buttons and everything while they're flying. But we hit a rough patch of turbulence. Oh, man, everybody was in a fetal position praying during that flight.
Yeah.
And at some point, you could see all these red lights flashing on the cockpit, and then they had a curtain, and eventually the pilots closed.
Oh.
They say, oh, this is it.
Oh, boy.
We're done.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that was scary. When he drew the curtain, and it was a curtain. A curtain. A curtain?
I just want to also
never again.
Say for the record, too, that there are reputable airlines that leave from general aviation.
Great.
And fly scheduled flights.
That's beautiful.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying. That's not...
I mean, flying is very safe.
Paint a broad brush.
Think about it. Every
over
day,
there,
many flights.
And the place also looks much better than it used to look. As a waiting area, I should say.
Okay. Directives from the top. Someone interested in ignoring flight irregularities. Who could the top be? Culture is a government responsibility. Lack of enforcement creates the culture of lawlessness. This is exactly what we're seeing. Absolutely. Absolutely. All government agencies have the problem of doing their jobs as calls come down from someone on the top to let it slide. Total corruption. All government agencies are facing that. It's crazy. So this is now a second Davis administration. There's no more blaming the previous administrations. No more. They need to fix our nation's issues. This texture says, if PMH is in a terrible state, can you get someone up to answer some questions?
And it's going to be in a terrible state.
Us? Can we get? We can't get the Minister of Health on this show. We can't get. Oh my God. Oh boy. Remember the findings after the plane crash with Aaliyah?
I don't remember the findings.
That was overloaded. We know that. What specifically you were talking about?
I was but a mere young man when that flight happened.
No, that's not true. What? How old are you? What? I was
19?
20?
I
was only in my early 20s. I think it was maybe.
I don't think I was.
More of them? There you go. 20, 22, 21, 22?
21.
Yeah, probably like 21.
That happened right before 9/11.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Wow. I flew once.
2001, not 21. Lord.
Yeah, 2001. I flew once where I had to move my knees so the pilot could shift the gears. Oh, boy. We as a people take chances every day, and until we insist on doing better, the government we have won't make any changes. Okay, but how many seats were on that plane?
Hold on.
Because if you were on a two-seater, I mean...
These people make these planes in a certain configuration that you have to do things. So don't say if you're sitting in a regulated seat with your seatbelt on that the pilot might not have to do something.
Well, how many seats were on this plane?
Built that way.
Yeah, because if it's a 20-seater, then that's going to be concerning.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many seats? And thousands of them take off every day, and people are fine.
If you're sitting on the wing, you know you made a mistake. No, but certain things should not be happening, right? With proper maintenance and regular checks, certain things shouldn't be happening to certain planes and airlines. Even down to, as people say all the time, right? Just even down to the aesthetic of the cabin. And a lot of these puddle jumpers around here that move people around don't see. I mean, the planes are old.
What did you call them? What?
Puddle jumpers.
Oh, wow.
Is that a puddle jumper? I don't know.
That's just...
River?
That's scary.
But they really don't, like, the interiors look bad. And, you know, people talk about it. They don't care about fixing. They're like, oh, the plane runs.
Some of our commercial flights.
The plane runs, so don't feel. So don't worry about the inside.
Talk about the seats. Hey, it's still safer than driving, right?
Yes.
Airline.
Yes.
Travel is safer than driving, and we salute our pilots who do a great job. Often with, as you said, very old, very well traveled equipment.
Yep.
And so, but where we know there are issues, people cannot keep turning a blind eye and keeping quiet on these things.
Yeah.
Lives are at stake. That's what we're saying here.
The people who know, ground crew, they talk to their family and friends about these things too, But nobody says anything.
Yeah.
And then
that has to stop.
Yeah. If you work for an airline and you looking at this plane every day and the people say, oh, don't worry about that. You go tell somebody that they just said, don't worry about that, and it's a hazard.
And they just tell you to put some tape on it.
Yeah.
Right? No. Again, we're not saying that's what happened here. But things are happening in this country and it cannot continue.
We can take a look at it when we get back. No.
Oh my God.
If we get back.
Wow. All right, we've got to go to the news. We've got a whole lot more to talk about on this Wednesday morning. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Now, see, I know we have some gentlemen around here, but this one for all the men who still don't know how to treat a lady.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian 6.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalk.com and the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now it is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. So, here's what we're looking at right now in your weather. We've got a heat advisory in effect for the entire country. A severe heat wave continues to affect the northern Bahamas. Residents and visitors urged to stay hydrated, wear protective clothing, seek shade, and avoid prolonged outdoor activities. We also have that dust advisory in effect for the entire country, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands. And rip currents, a moderate risk of rip currents remains for east and southeast Atlantic coastlines of the central and southeast Bahamas. There could be tidal flooding due to the super new moon. Marginal risk of tidal flooding continues along coastal and low-lying swamp areas during evening high tides. And UV levels expected to be in the very high range today. So this is what's going on. We've got strengthening high pressure and lingering Saharan dust that will maintain hot, hazy, and mostly stable conditions across much of the country today. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms remain possible across the northern islands as lingering moisture and a weak trough persists north of the area. Light winds across the northern Bahamas will allow heat indices to remain dangerously high, while moderate to fresh easterly breezes will continue across the central and southeast Bahamas. So over the next few days, we're expecting little change. Hot, hazy conditions will continue with isolated showers mainly across the northern and northwest Bahamas. For today, the northern half of the country looking at partly sunny conditions with a mix of sun and clouds by this afternoon, a 10 to 30% chance of showers. The central and southeast Bahamas looking at a mix of sun and clouds, turning hazy as well, becoming variably cloudy for the southeastern islands tonight, mostly fair tonight for the central islands. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting up to as high as 95 Fahrenheit, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 112 Fahrenheit. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 81 Fahrenheit. In your extended outlook for Thursday, hot, hazy conditions with isolated showers, mainly for the northern and northwest Bahamas. By Friday, the Saharan dust gradually begins to clear for the southeastern islands as a tropical wave approaches, and shower chances begin to increase. Saturday, increased showers and isolated thunderstorms, especially for the southeastern islands. And by Sunday, warm with a few passing showers, moderate to fresh easterly winds across the central and southeastern Bahamas. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check. Weather check also brought to you by the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, open daily at 5 p.m. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, world-class jazz, and unforgettable live entertainment in an intimate setting unlike anywhere else. And time for a check of traffic brought to you by Anyway Insurance, agents and brokers. Got a few hot spots in your real-time traffic this morning. We've got West Bay Street seeing some slow-moving traffic east of Arawak Key. If you're heading into Nassau, near Nassau Street, we've got some slow-moving eastbound traffic there. And Marla Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic from Fire Trail straight up to Tonic Way. That's northbound mainly. Traffic backed up a bit along Fire Trail. And Tonic Williams Darling Highway seeing some slow-moving traffic in multiple spots, east and westbound towards the roundabout with Mile Butler Highway, and eastbound as you approach Bahamas Games Boulevard. Slow-moving traffic westbound just west of the roundabout with Blue Hill Road, heading up to Bahamas Games Boulevard. You'll see that there. Blue Hill Road looking very busy for you this morning from Carmichael straight up to Independence Drive. That's northbound. And Independence Drive seeing some slow-moving westbound traffic. Over on Robinson Road, near Prince Charles Drive, from the Sold Road intersection, you'll see that slow-moving westbound traffic all the way up to Marathon East-West Highway. And Sold Road looking busy for you near the intersection with Bernard Wolfe and Village Roads. Bit of congestion near the old Paradise Island Bridge, eastbound on East Bay Street. That's your real-time traffic in the morning. Bad traffic alert brought to you by Anyway Insurance Agents and Brokers. Reminding that you can renew online in just a few simple steps. That's how online insurance should work. Renew online in minutes at nuainsurance.com and discover everything a full-service online insurance portal can do.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight away in Tampa? Tampa General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/globalmedicine.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Everybody Wins Live, the winning is bigger, the action is hotter, and the excitement never stops. We're giving away thousands in cash and free spins every month through our high-paying casino tournament. From Spin-Off to Spin Rush to our high-energy slot race tournament, your next spin can turn into your next payday. But that's not all. Lottery players can chase the jackpot, where every $10 lottery spend gets you one step closer to bursting the next jackpot. Will you be our next winner? What are you waiting for? Visit Everybody Wins Live to cash in.
Wake up, it's a new day.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Brass and Leather, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Tons of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
The culinary aspects of Independence Day celebrations is just as vibrant as the parades and performances. Traditional Bahamian foods play a significant role in bringing families and communities together during this festive time. The cuisine reflects a blend of African, European, and Caribbean influences, making it unique to the Bahamas.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Brass and Leather, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Thompson Trading, distributors of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we could sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
At RBC, we think it's your ideas that build a life. And sometimes to keep an idea moving forward, you need a little help. That's why with the loan from RBC, there are no upfront bank fees. And with up to 100% financing, up to 10 years to repay and competitive rates and terms, there's never been a better time to start the conversation. Let's talk loans. Visit rbc.com/loans today. Your idea of getting there happens here. Conditions apply, subject to normal lending criteria.
Wow, it's 35 years already. Where has the time gone? Look at where we have come from. Caribbean Gas would like to say thank you to our valuable customers and our dedicated staff. Let's celebrate this, our 35th anniversary. From June 16th to July 16th, we will celebrate with you. Giveaways, prizes, and surprises. If you spend $50, you are eligible to win a 100-pound cylinder, 50-inch TV gas stove, AC unit, and much, much more. Visit us on Gladstone Road, Caribbean Gas. It's our 35th anniversary. Let's celebrate!
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
Hey, did you ever sort out the car insurance?
I thought you did.
No, I sent it to you.
You sent me the reminder.
Okay, hold on. Okay, done.
Done?
Yeah, renewed, paid.
NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers gives you access to a full-service insurance portal where you can get an instant quote, renew, pay, and manage your documents. All fully online. With NUA, you have a complete insurance portal. Start now with an instant quote at nuainsurance.com.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
It may be hot outside, but you can stay cool knowing B.O.B. is backing your summer plans. That's because summer starts with Bank of the Bahamas.
Whether you're paying school fees, planning home improvements, or taking a much-needed vacation, B.O.B. offers the lowest consumer loan rate in the country, and we will beat any rate offered by 1%.
So don't sweat the small stuff. Let B.O.B. help you take care of business so you can get to summer fun. Apply for your B.O.B. summer loan today.
B.O.B., your bank of solutions.
Wendy's tenders. And they're everything you've been craving. Crispy, juicy, and seasoned just right. These tenders bring the flavor from the very first bite. Dip 'em, dunk 'em, love 'em. With sauces like sweet chili, scorching hot, ranch, honey barbecue, honey mustard, and Wendy's. Grab them as a kid's meal. Enjoy them on their own. Or make it a combo that hits the spot every time. For tenders you're gonna know by name, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Yes! Now see, I know we have some gentlemen around here, but this one for all the men who still don't know how to treat a lady. Don't think you can touch what ain't yours. No son and no way. So don't disrespect me. I ain't going for that. No way. Check this. Hey! I went to a dance hall the other night. I was looking tight. Music had me feeling nice. When I feel a tight grip around my waist, like from outer space, didn't recognize the face. My first reaction caught him by surprise. I asked him if he crazy and poked him in the eye. He said, look your daughter, you look just like my size. Come and talk to Big Daddy for a while. So I say, excuse me, you must never confuse me. I think you should know I'm too much woman for you. I'm sorry, baby, but you're talking to a lady. I think you should know I'm too much woman for you. You might see me whine.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. Interesting song there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's about. Coming up in 3 minutes, we're going to be talking with St. George's about the Thrill of the Grill and their big event this weekend. And later, election analysis. Looking at the numbers, going back and looking at the numbers from the general election. That's all ahead, but we continue with what's in the news for a few more minutes. Okay, so, did you hear about this? We read about it in the overnight when we started the show. But could it be over? The long international nightmare with switching the clocks back and forth every few months.
Could it be over for whom?
For all of us.
All of us?
No. The U.S. House passes a bill to ditch the switch and make daylight saving time permanent.
Awesome.
This is the Associated Press reporting this. There will be no turning back the clock if the House has its way. The House passed a bill Tuesday that would make daylight saving time permanent. And I'm going to pause right there because, whatever they do, we will automatically do it.
Really?
Because we are those type of people who can't think for ourselves, whatever.
Oh, that's what we doing, eh?
Within minutes.
Because I follow.
I don't know if it's that, but we just don't have the guts to go it alone. Jamaica doesn't do daylight saving time.
Many Caribbean countries don't do.
We're one of the few. But the Bahamas, whatever the Americans do, we'll do. But that could get tricky. We'll talk about that in a bit. But anyway, so proponents, including the White House, argue that the change would provide more daylight during the times that Americans are most active. The vote in the House was 308 to 117. Now, this is the tricky part. So, states could opt out if their respective legislatures act to do so before the bill's enactment. Now, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Because if Washington and New York decide to do daylight saving time, and Florida decides, which they won't. Florida would do it. But let's just say they did. What would the poor Bahamas do? Would you go with what Florida is on or go with what Washington and New York is on? What would we do?
What would you do?
What would we do? I almost want to see it, but that would be chaos.
Yeah, that's chaos.
That would be complete chaos.
Can you imagine crossing a state line and then having to change the time?
If you have a smartwatch, it'll do it, perhaps. Would it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how smart they are. But what would a country like the Bahamas that doesn't have a mind of its own, what would we do? Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But yeah, so the Senate would have to pass the bill before it could be signed into law, and it's unclear if it will do so. So a Republican representative from Florida, Gus Bilirakis, says Americans are ready to, saying that changing the clock twice a year creates unnecessary disruption. More important, he said, that it would give families more daylight time in the evening to spend outdoors and support local businesses. Bilirakis said, quote, in my home where tourism is the cornerstone of our economy, having more predictable daylight hours is a practical improvement that benefits workers, businesses, and visitors alike. Detractors say permanent daylight saving time would lead to darker and potentially more hazardous winter mornings where children will be waiting for school buses and parents will be driving to work in darkness. Representative Mary Gay Scanlon from Pennsylvania, who's a Democrat, said, quote, millions of Americans will wake up during the winter months in complete darkness with the sun not rising until long after people get up and travel to school or work or have to go about their days. Representative Jim McGovern, a Democrat from Massachusetts, said he supported the bill, but he questioned whether it was the best way for Congress to be spending its time. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Just pass it and go. Come on, Jim. McGovern said, quote, for folks getting crushed by rent, groceries, utility bills, and healthcare costs, it sounds so familiar. This is just a default. Yeah. Default for people in opposition in the House. Is that what they? Oh, are you spending time with us? Is this really the best the majority can do? Is this really the most pressing issue before the American people at this moment? If not when? If not now, when?
Exactly.
Right.
When would be the best time?
Oh my gosh! A 2025 poll from the Associated Press and the NORC Center for Public Affairs Research shows that if forced to choose, most Americans would prefer to keep that extra hour of daylight in the evening. If they had to choose one option for the entire country to use, more than half of adults, 56%, prefer making daylight saving time permanent, with less light in the morning and more light in the evening. About 4 in 10 prefer a standard time with more light in the morning and less in the evening. The White House weighed in before the House vote calling the Sunshine Protection Act, that's what they're calling it, wow, a popular common sense reform, and saying that advisors would recommend the president sign the bill if it reaches his desk. Members of Congress have been interested in the potential benefits and costs of daylight saving time since it was first adopted as a wartime measure in 1942. The Senate passed a bill 4 years ago to make daylight saving time permanent, but it stalled in the House. Well, okay, so now the House has passed it. Will the Senate pass it? For the love of God, let's do this. Well, I hope they do it. But I think most people who listen to the show know where I stand on this. I'm really not a big fan of standard time, although it's growing on me as I get older. But I prefer daylight saving time. Still, Chester, where do you stand? You're one of these wishy-washy people, right?
No.
Yeah?
If they leave it at one time, I get.
No, that's wishy-washy. Which one do you want?
Daylight saving time is fine.
It's fine. Okay. Let's hear from you quickly on this, folks. It could happen. It could be. Maybe that was the last time we spring forward. If they can pass this quickly, this is one of the two things I agree with Trump on. It might be three things, but I fully support this. I'm very excited about it. Let's hear from you really quickly. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's hear from you. As again, we're going to do it. I saw it the last time when Bush the second, when he expanded daylight saving time a month, it became, it should be the standard time because it's now 7 months as opposed to 6 months. I think within hours, our house changed the law to
within hours.
It really was very soon. It was crazy.
Wow. We can't make the tourists acclimate to what we have. Okay?
No, they do it everywhere else, but they will not do it when they come to the Bahamas. It's what time here? I'm so confused. Caller, what say you? Good morning. You're live on the air. No? Okay. Let's take this other one. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, man, Dwight, you get right, Chief. Yeah, I really don't like switching the clock, right? Because in October time, when you switch the clock, when you knock off 5, but 5:30, it's dark as hell outside.
Yeah. It's awful.
Yeah, then you have all the crime. You gotta walk to the parking lot, and it gets dark outside. Then you're sleepy, and you're going to sleep by 7 o'clock. It's just horrible.
Yeah, those are the worst parts of it, especially the first few weeks. It's really
then when it hit 8 o'clock, it feels like it's at least 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I really hate it, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hopefully this is the end.
Yeah. That's the worst part. Just the darkness so early.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
Very depressing.
I get the argument some of the U.S. lawmakers are making about kids having to get up to go to school in the darkness.
Yeah. And it really depends on where you are in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was watching a report this morning that some states, Western states especially, the sun won't be up till 9 something in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But there are other places where the sun is up at 5 and like, what? This doesn't make sense in standard time. And that doesn't make sense at all.
Well, I guess in some places the sun don't come up over the mountains till late.
Right. We're going to take that one? No? Okay. This person says, I prefer standard time. More light in the morning gets me going. You could turn on some lights. How about that? No? You mean when you go outside? Sure. Stay as it is because of the natural changes that indicate there's a shorter day. It's unsafe, especially for kids dropped off in the schoolyard. Light bills are higher when the sun goes down later. No, I think that's not right. No, that's not the reason, though. It's because it's in the summer and it's hotter.
Yeah.
So that's not the reason.
Yeah.
Let's take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight and Chester.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Dwight. I know when the Senate passed it yesterday, I know it was going to be a hot topic. I said they probably will listen to your cry.
Yeah, the House. Yeah.
On this.
So let's hope the Senate passes it.
That's right. But Dwight, I believe that the Caribbean is going to follow suit soon after.
No.
But also, no?
No. The Bahamas will. Those other countries don't even have daylight saving time.
No.
They are not going to change.
But England do have daylight saving time as well.
They have a summertime, but it isn't now. It's no longer the same as daylight saving time, as in it doesn't begin and end at the same time.
Right. Okay. But Dwight, I look at the safety part for like school kids. When they do like after school activities, because when this time became important to me. Remember a few years ago when the girl, I think it's Ariana, died when the guy raped her and killed her. God rest her dead. By the school out south. Yeah. Had the time been like this, obviously it would have been right on her way coming home. More points would be aware of her walking and so on. So it got dark pretty soon, and obviously somebody was able to prey on her. So this would be more better for the school kids for after school activities, much safer. And then persons will have to be shop longer, I think, and spend more money probably. But it's
right.
They'll
be open to doing things after work. Sure. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Final text since
Maybe we'll get the cruise ships to stay longer too.
Maybe, but also, hopefully the stores will stay open longer. Everything still shutting down at 4:30, 5 o'clock around here.
What do the stores sell again?
Well. This person says that Trump wants total control of the West. All natural. This is not what we're talking about. Where are you going with this? Okay. But anyway, they go on to say we should stop infiltrating nature. This is why our climate is so extreme now. We are killing ourselves, literally. Oh, so daylight saving time is with it.
We've also slowed the rotation of the Earth by building big dams. Also earthquakes, right?
Okay, sure. This one says, I'm with you, Dwight. Stick to DST. Yeah. Well. Anyway, we got to take a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Chicken snap, boy, as 100% woman, you hear me? You can come and step Lady, went to the bar just to get some wine. A gentleman looking fine asked me if I had the
Did you know that world-class medicine is just a quick flight? But General is Florida's premier academic health system and one of America's top hospitals. Our global medicine program delivers advanced treatment options, assists with coordinating travel, and provides cultural support from a multilingual team. Discover the power of academic medicine at Tampa General's Global Medicine Program. For more, visit tgh.org/global medicine.
Get ready to experience the sights, sounds, and flavors of Bahamian culture with the return of Gombe Summer Festival across the islands of the Bahamas. Follow Tourism Today Bahamas for festival dates and the latest updates. The road to Gombe starts now.
Yes, we go and Gombe. Yes, we go and Gombe. Come, let's spend that day. Everybody say, we go and Gombe. Come, let's go Gombe.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Calling all football fans, there's only one place to catch the FIFA World Cup final. Join Nassau Cruise Port and Diageo on Sunday, July 19th at the Amphitheater at Nassau Cruise Port. Gates open at 1 p.m. with kickoff at 3 p.m. Music by DJ Kenny, DJ Tank. Visit NassauCruiseport.com for pricing and more information. Don't miss the FIFA World Cup final watch party at Nassau Cruise Port, July 19th. Gates open at 1 p.m.
C-Sharp.
Boy, I can't wait to see ya. Can't wait to spend more time with you. I wanna never leave ya. For you, there's nothing I won't do. From the first time we kissed, I never knew I felt a love like this. No, it's a feeling I can't resist. Boy, you're sweet, sweet. Boy, you're sweeter than honey. You're sweet, you're sweet. I wouldn't trade you in for nobody. Sweet, you're sweet. Boy, you're sweeter than honey. You're sweet.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, the Chester Robards, and it's back, the annual St. George's Thrill of the Grill. Here to tell us all about it, we are happy to have back with us Nicolette Fountain. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Oh, let's get that mic up there. Here we go.
To be here with you two handsome gentlemen this morning.
Good to see you. Good to see
St.
you.
George's members.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Do you know how long this has been going on now?
The fair?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. I know growing up, it was a little bizarre. It was a church bazaar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had moved on over to D.W. Davis for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we must have gotten some stripes because now we have it and we get to shut down the street.
The whole street. Or was Junkanoo always a part of it? The Valley
I
Boys
think
always?
We started the Junkanoo when we started to call it the Thrill of the Grill and have it around the church area. So they're able to come out through the Culmusville area and give us a show.
Amazing.
I forgot about D.W. Davis.
Yeah, you remember those?
Those days,
Just a couple of years, but we used to have it over there.
Yeah. So it's grown, as you say, taking over the whole street.
We make some enemies on that day, I think. But for a worthy cause.
Yeah.
For a worthy cause. It allows the church to have a fellowship and allows us to raise some needed money to do some upgrades. Because the church has been around for, what do we say, a diamond in the valley. And it's more than 75 years now. Wow. And so we need to, do some upgrades with the church itself. And we'd like to get our parish hall up to a standard where we can rent it out and have some income.
Okay.
And we're in such a good position that if we had that hall, we could get some money there and don't have to beg so much.
Is there a target number you're looking at trying to raise?
I think we said $75,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then that's within
That's
reach.
attainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are you doing on that?
I think we're doing pretty well. We've got 1,000 steak and chicken supper tickets out there. We may have one or two left. We like to claim that our award winning. Okay, We have a brother church, St. James, that always has a grill competition. And so our men have often won that grill competition, and I think 1 or 2 national ones as well. So we've got our men on the grill. We raffle. Okay, first prize for the raffle is $5,000. Everybody could use the little $5,000, I think. I don't know. I could, definitely.
Yeah.
And most of the prizes are money.
Okay.
Right? And then, of course, we've got all of the individual stalls. We've got extra food. We've got a seafood stall where you can come and get your crab and rice and your fried fish and your crab cakes, your grilled shrimp. We've got a curry stall where you can come and get anything curry. We've got chicken, mutton, veggie, shrimp, and pig feet.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I heard that they may be just a few curried crab and dough. We got chicken in the bag. And, of course, we've got all the games for the kiddies. Heard we're going to have that berry-go-round and then some other kind of car, something or the other. We got the dunk tank. We trying so hard to get our priest in that dunk tank.
Oh boy.
He is our money maker.
Okay.
Our money maker.
Oh, man.
Got a refreshment center with nice refreshment. And we're hoping to have a chill tent because it's hot.
Oh my goodness.
So we're hoping to have a tent that's going to allow you to go in and chill. We've got bingo. Amazing prizes they always have at our bingo table. All of your small electronic appliances, your glasses, your toys, the works. Burgers and hot dogs. What have I left out? I think I've got everything. We're having roast corn.
Okay.
Roast corn. And yeah.
Wow.
Y'all didn't ask me about comforters. We got 2 comforter stalls.
Oh. Always. Yeah,
Yes,
That's
yes,
good
yes.
stuff.
We're
Okay.
looking forward to a really great time.
So what are the hours? Because I don't know if it's me because I always get out a little late, but everything's always gone by the time I get there.
Starts at 12.
Okay.
And we say until everything's sold out.
See, then that's what happens.
That's
Everything
what-
sells out
just
quick.
Give us a call. We got you.
You can reserve some things
We
for me?
got you.
Okay.
All right.
You know you have to make 2 trips to these things. You come early for your things.
Right.
Then you come
And
back
then-
later for
okay.
To chill.
festivities.
Yes.
Okay.
And listen, everybody comes in. That's where you come to see everybody you haven't seen since the year before.
Right, yeah.
All right. And we've got entertainment. I understand we're going to have some food eating competitions.
Oh.
Wow.
We've got a live band at some point in time. And then, like I said, the John Canoe Rush Out is at 6:30, and I think the raffle is being drawn either just before the John Canoe or just after.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, sadly, we still have to ask this, but which Valley Boys are we expecting here? You don't know.
The Valley Boys.
But they should come together just for this, right?
You understand? St. George's is the home
Exactly.
of the Valley Boys.
Valley, that's right.
Should be the place where we could bring them together.
If only for one time
Right?
during the year.
I don't know. We just say, come on.
Peace and
So it could happen. It could happen. All right. So all the raffle tickets sold?
We still have a few. I think the plan is to be at Super Value, Top of the Hill, Thursday and Friday.
Okay. How much are the raffle tickets?
The raffle tickets are $5. And also, we will have whatever is left at the fair on Saturday. One lady told me, I'm not buying any ticket this week. I'm coming on Saturday to buy my tickets.
Oh, okay.
Right? I guess she want to put them in that barrel herself.
Oh, wow.
She want to hope it floated the top.
There you go.
All right. And what about the stakeout tickets? You said
Like I said, there
not much left.
maybe 1 or 2 floating about, but those usually go quickly. One thing I can say is St. George's steak tickets, they sell themselves. People know they're known to be good.
Yeah.
They're really known to be good, and people are normally pleased with them. So, I don't know. Might be 1 or 2 floating about. I don't have any.
And then you said again the top prize for the raffle
$5,000.
Wow,
Yes,
that's good
yes,
stuff.
yes.
That's great.
All right, remind everybody, for those who don't know, I don't know who these people are, who don't know where St. George's is, let people know, and again, remind us of the times.
St. George's is on Montrose Avenue. Okay, so we are south of Bahamas Bus and Truck, and before you get to Wilton Street. But speaking of Wilton Street, we are having parking at D.W. Davis.
Oh, okay.
And we'll have a little shuttle to bring you back and forth if you can't walk.
Oh, fancy.
All right. Yeah, we're fancy. Hey, we don't want you to have any excuse not to come and visit
Right.
us.
There you
Okay?
go.
Yes.
Wonderful
so,
stuff.
yep, St. George's on Montrose Avenue this Saturday, July the 18th, beginning at 12. and going until.
Okay. Great stuff, Nicolette Fountain. Always great talking with you. Good
Thank
to
you,
see
Dwight. Thank you, sir.
And we'll be out there Saturday.
See you
St.
then.
George's.
Come home.
There you go.
Chester.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leah.
Bring everybody. That's right.
All right. Thanks again. Good
Thank
to
you
see
for having me.
We're going to break for news. And when we come back, we are looking back at the election, getting the numbers, the general election results, talking about that and analyzing some of this with the Parliamentary Registration Commissioner. So stay with us. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
All right. We could go to my place. She was looking pretty and smiling with me, and I think my line is Big Island. She was looking pretty and smiling with me, and I think my line is Big Island.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Brass and Leather, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Thompson Trading, distributors of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
The culinary aspects of Independence Day celebrations is just as vibrant as the parades and performances. Traditional Bahamian foods play a significant role in bringing families and communities together during this festive time. The cuisine reflects a blend of African, European, and Caribbean influences, making it unique to the Bahamas.
This independent moment is brought to you by The Perfume Bar, New Life, Commonwealth Brewery Limited, Thompson Trading, distributors of Easy Off, Beyond Flags, and the Nassau Guardian Media Group.
This is Guardian Radio FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And this morning we are looking back at General Election 2026 from May and analyzing the numbers and trying to get an understanding of what exactly happened. Very happy to have back with us Parliamentary Registration Commissioner Harrison Thompson. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. I haven't seen you since before the election. Hope we've recovered.
Good morning, Dwight. Yes, I have recovered somewhat.
Okay.
But the work still goes on.
I'm sure.
Good to be here.
All right, great to have you. So we have lots of questions about the numbers we saw before that were released recently, and what happens now. But I have to begin with this. So we were talking about this a few weeks in the show. Do we know why we do this? The $400 that you pay to be a candidate, and why do you get that back if you cross a certain threshold? Do we know why? Why shouldn't the Treasury keep all of it?
Well, I guess it was a policy decision, and it's really to ensure that those who participate in the process, if you able to achieve...
Do me a favor, tilt that mic up there just a bit so we can hear you a little bit better. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. It is really to encourage persons who qualify. And at the end of the day, if you reach a certain threshold, you should be compensated for it. The money that you loan us, because it's a deposit. The $400 is a deposit, and at the end of the day, if you achieve 1/6 of the votes cast, you are able to receive your deposit back.
Okay, I think we should change this. I think.
How old is that policy?
That's been from immemorial.
Yeah.
Time immemorial.
Yeah, I think we should keep it no matter what. I think it would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had about 140 candidates this year, and 55 lost their deposits.
Right.
So the Treasury still made something from it.
Yeah, I think we got a petition to keep it all. Okay, so we saw a video recently. One candidate saying that they're disputing the numbers. Again, you say it's 1/6.
Yes, 1/6.
So have you've seen that as well?
No, I haven't seen that.
Rick Fox seems to be having an issue, but how do you verify this?
We count the amount of ballots that were cast on that day, and if you achieve 1/6 of that, the amount cast, you would receive your $400 back.
Okay.
Mr. Fox would have received this money back if he qualified to get his money back.
Right. Okay. Well. Again, I don't know if they'll change it, but we need to petition our lawmakers to
Do you have to come for it, or you guys just decide they got 1/6? Let me go give it to them.
What we're doing now is those of the who they have to present us with their bank accounts. We pay it through the bank.
Right.
And once they qualify, we send it back.
Oh, okay.
Cash, or is it a check or
bank
transfer? Bank transfer. Okay. All right. Okay. So, any surprises for you as the commissioner? Anything that caught you off guard? Maybe the turnout. What would you say?
Not really. I think on the advanced poll there was some. I think part of that is because we had quite a number of persons who were in wheelchairs, etc. And it would appear that everybody came early in the morning. And if you in a wheelchair, you need somebody to assist you. So it slowed down the process a little. But outside of that, I think on election day, everything went smoothly. There were very little complaints, if any at all. And I think we were able to get through it.
Will there be changes with the advanced poll going forward?
We're making recommendations now. We're looking at it. We're doing a postmortem as we speak. And we're looking at certain things to look at so that we can mitigate that challenge for the advanced poll.
Were there too many people on the advanced poll? People who didn't need to be on the advanced poll?
Well, one of the challenges we faced also, we were advised that persons were told once they're 65, just come to the polls and you'll be able to vote. But that's not the process. You have to register to vote in the advanced poll. You have to apply to vote in the advanced poll. So that created some challenges at the polls there. But we're looking at the whole advanced poll. Even this year, we expanded the polls. When the advanced poll first started, there was one polling station with the police headquarters. Then it expanded to include the gym and the University of the Bahamas. This year, we expanded it to 12 polling stations, but still we had a challenge. But this year, we had more voters on the advanced poll than we ever had before.
Right.
We had over 28,000 persons who applied to vote in the advanced poll. It's like a mini election.
Yeah,
but
why
still
is
people
that,
walked
though?
up as well?
Pardon?
And then you still had people walking up.
Still people walking up saying that they were told and advised to come because they're 65 plus.
Do people have to give you a good reason why they need to take part in the advanced poll?
No, well, the advanced poll is basically for the law enforcement officers and the election workers who had to work on that particular day. But it has been expanded to include persons 65 and over. And also the candidates. Agents. Before we now used to have political party agents. And that created some challenges because we have some candidates with supplies with so many names.
But should there not be limits on how many names
that is some of the things, one of the things we're looking at right now.
Okay.
That's how we could address that issue.
Yeah. All right. So, are there any concerns about the permanent register? You were talking about record numbers before the election, and we saw the almost record low turnout. But Is that creating challenges, having a permanent register? Do we need to go back to registering
We need
for
to look
the
at
election?
it, but I believe with the biometric cards, we'll be able to mitigate some of the challenges because everyone now would have to come to get the biometric card for future elections. It's a part of the law now. So hopefully that will mitigate the permanent register. So that means all of us will have to come in again and to apply for our biometric cards. Okay.
So that one time.
One time.
But
Yes.
but there wouldn't. It could still be a problem going.
It could be a
in
problem
the future.
going forward, but at least you'll be able to clean up some of the things, challenges we have now.
Yeah.
Because you will have to have the biometric card in the future.
Okay. So with the biometric cards, I still don't have my card. They told me in the days before that I could come back after the election, which very much irritated
You
me.
haven't verified it yet.
Oh, I did. I verified months ago, but when I went to get my biometric card, they told me it wasn't here, and they said, just come back after the election, which
Well, you need to check
very, very much irritated me.
Yeah, okay.
But so are they ready now? Where do you go if you didn't get your biometric card?
Well, we have them in several stations. We have cards being issued at all the post offices. It depends on your constituency that you're in. Also, we have headquarters. But if you notify us, we'll be able to tell you where to go and which constituency, which polling station you need to go to.
Okay, so clear this up for us. I overheard people talking at the polling when I went to pick up my biometric card, that there wasn't any biometric information on the card. Is that accurate?
That's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
So you
It
get
was
your
transferred?
biometric card, you have to have your facial impression and your fingerprints. That's the only way you would qualify to get a biometric card.
So that information is definitely on the card.
Definitely on the cards.
And it was on the cards issued before the election as well?
Yes.
Okay. People who work the polls spreading misinformation.
Now, is there a plan with the biometric card, since everybody will have to have them between now and the next election? Will there be a campaign to get people getting their biometric cards? Could this lead to another low voter turnout because people just don't want to bother with the process?
Well, we hope not. We hope it wouldn't lead to people not wanting to get it. We hope that everyone will come to try to get their cards. We're receiving now the equipment that we need to do it locally. Prior to that, our company, our vendors overseas was doing it for us. But the equipment are presently coming into the country. So very soon we'll be able to do everything here in the Bahamas. So it'll make the process a little more smoother.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get back to the permanent register in a bit. We'll come back to that because we were hearing a lot of people say that they saw the register and the people who had moved away from the Bahamas 5-10 years ago were still on it. Is that a concern, and what can be done to fix that?
That is a concern, and that's why I said with the biometric card, we'll be able to mitigate some of that. Once you're on the register, we cannot remove you. We cannot remove you off the register without you coming in, and or we have some reason to do that. Because you move away to the United States or to another country, we can't automatically just move you off the register.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. All right. How much of a problem would it be if we were to return to everybody registered before a general election?
It wouldn't be a problem because my team would be prepared to conduct the registration process. But it's the law now.
It's the law now, yes.
So whatever the policymakers decide on, my team would be prepared to facilitate it.
Because it is creating a false impression of how many people are registered to vote.
Yeah.
But in the next election, if you don't have your biometric card, it doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter. You see, that would start to bring it into some sort of line. Once because if you don't have your biometric card, evidently you wouldn't be able to vote in the next election.
Yeah. But again, likely for only that election. Until we run back into the same problem for subsequent elections.
Well, like the question I asked, you run into a different problem, and our Bahamians, we're always last minute people. You know, you're going to wait until the next 5 years to get your biometric card, and then everybody's rushing to try and do it.
Yeah.
And this would be like the passport expiring every 10 years?
Every 10 years, yes.
So you do need to
need
to. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we want to get into some of the numbers.
Okay.
So, what was the actual turnout? We know this was published a few weeks ago, but refresh our memories. How many people actually voted?
It's over 140,000 persons that voted.
Mm-hmm. And how many on the register?
209,000.
Mm-hmm. So that's a big difference there. We've broken it down to which constituencies saw the best turnout and which ones saw the worst.
Yeah, well, in New Providence, Kalani had the best percentage of turnout.
What percentage was it?
They were around 70, 75, 76%.
Okay.
In the Family Islands, North Andros had the best turnout. Okay, and in Nassau, being in Grand Sound, the lowest turnout in terms of percentage.
Wow. What was that?
They were around 55, 56%.
Okay. And what about the Family Islands?
The Family Islands, the lowest turnout would have been in the Central and South Abaco. They were about 67%.
Okay.
In the Family Islands, all of the constituencies except for Central and South Abaco is in 70s or above.
Okay. And generally, what were we seeing in New Providence?
In Providence, it's around 60, basically in the 60s.
So still over the halfway mark.
Still over the halfway mark. Yeah, none was below the halfway mark.
Okay.
And if you look around the Caribbean in the last 2 years or so, although our overall voting population voted about 67, 68%, we were still higher than every that voted in the last 2 years in this area.
I was going to say,
Although we're not comfortable with it, we're not happy with it,
shouldn't be.
because the Bahamas, Bahamians love to vote. And it's a privilege to vote for the government of your choice.
Yeah.
So we have work to do.
Yeah. So I know that's not in your purview, but any ideas what's causing this? What was leading to this downward trend that we're seeing?
We don't know. It seems to be a worldwide trend. I'm not sure what is happening. I guess the scientists will have to do some studies and see what is happening around the world, particularly because election seems to be something that, particularly general elections, people don't show that much interest in it anymore.
Yeah.
There's always this talk about young voters. What did you see in terms of age?
Well, we had quite a number of young persons voted. The young voters, I think, was about 60, 70% of the people who voted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What age group did participate the most? What are we seeing?
Between 18 and 35.
That was the group that participated the most?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's actually kind of surprising.
I agree.
The most? Okay.
Very interesting.
Wow. In terms of percentages, what were we seeing with them versus people a little bit older? What did you see?
I don't have those figures right now, but I'll be able to.
But
share them with you.
1835. Okay. All right. We used to get these numbers in previous elections, but do you have the numbers in terms of spoiled ballots and what we saw and the discrepancies and stuff like that?
Absolutely. We have the spoiled ballots. The spoiled ballots was over 600 plus.
600 plus?
Yeah. Protest ballots were about 300 plus protest ballots. And
remind folks what the differences are between those, spoiled and protest.
Protest ballots is if you showed up in a particular constituency and your name is not on that particular register, but you have a card, you have your voter's card, and you insist that you want to vote in that particular constituency, you'll vote on a colored ballot.
Okay. Right.
Now, a spoiled ballot, if you go in the booth, you get your ballot, you go in the booth, you mark maybe for 2 or 3 candidates or something like that, or put your name on it or something like that, that ballot is spoiled.
Right.
Or you don't do nothing at all.
Right.
Some people go in the ballot boxes and don't put anything on the ballot paper and come out and...
That's crazy.
And
just explain what you do with protest ballots.
Protest ballots they're not counted unless there's an election court. If somebody challenged the results but for a particular constituency and they go to election court, then the judges will call for the protest ballots.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So we saw some pictures, especially during the recounts of people writing whole essays and all kinds of nonsense.
Yes.
Again, what happens there? And those are all counted as spoiled ballots?
It's spoiled ballots,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
Once you deface the ballot, the instructions are given to you to mark an X to the candidate of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
If you mark an X, or then you put your name or your initials or whatever, it could be an idea that you want to share with when they count the ballots, because they have to show the face of the ballots.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me to vote for you, I said, okay, I can put my signature so you know I vote for you.
My goodness.
So, when they show the ballot, then they say, okay, you voted for me.
Right.
Right?
That's not legal, right?
No, that's not legal.
Yeah. So does that person get in trouble if they do that?
They don't get in trouble if they do that. We just spoil the ballot.
Okay. All right. How does this compare to in the past? The 600 plus 300 protests, I mean, is that a lot? Is that normal? Less than usual? What are we seeing here?
I guess it's a little. The protest ballots was a little higher this year because of several challenges I think we had with the system.
Mm-hmm.
But even at that, I think the highest in any particular constituency was 24. That was in the South Beach constituency. So
Protests?
I don't think we're going to impact the outcome of the election in any which way.
Yeah. Can you say which constituency had the most spoiled ballots?
Give me a minute, let me see.
You've got a lot of papers in front of you. Yeah. This will be interesting to hear this one. While you do that, somebody asked, we'll get to that in a bit.
Fort Charlotte had about 45 sports.
And that was the most?
That's the most.
Fort Charlotte. Interesting.
Spoiled ballots.
You can't say how they were spoiled or anything.
No.
What were they saying or doing? So that would be interesting to know. Okay.
Do you keep any for the most interesting?
All the ballots are put in the box. You don't keep those.
Like this one has a good story on it.
They're sealed, and we don't touch those boxes.
Yeah.
Until after 6 months, then we destroy all and sundry.
Wow. All right. So I know that there were some issues, as you said, things went smoothly on election day, but there were some issues with people who had transferred and some confusion there. Let's talk about that. How many cases like that did you have, and how were they resolved? People who tried to transfer before the election, and when they got to the place.
I think that's why we have that amount in the protest ballots.
Okay.
But since election, my team has been working on correcting those situations, and so we have been transferring people in the right constituency, right polling division, whatever. So we believe that we've dealt with it, and we continue to look at it on a daily basis to see, because we really don't want to disenfranchise anyone from voting, and people don't like to vote on the protest ballots, but sometimes that's the only choice they have.
Oh boy! Wow. We have a question. Somebody's asking about students abroad and there being some concerns about the general election. Tell us how this normally works if you are a student abroad and you want to vote, and what exactly happened this year.
If you're a student abroad, you can vote in the advanced poll or the overseas polling, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to apply to vote in that particular election.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't vote, if you apply for the overseas voting and you don't vote, you wouldn't be able to vote in the Bahamas on election day.
Oh.
Okay? So that's the challenge with that. Now, things like that, we would like to look at again to see whether that could be corrected, so the students don't be disenfranchised. For whatever reason, they may not be able to vote on that overseas polling day. Whether they should be disenfranchised or not is something that we look at.
And where can you vote? There are specific places, right?
Specific places. We use our Consul General's office in the overseas or the embassies where necessary.
Mm-hmm. And again, you have to apply.
You have to apply, yes. And you have a deadline to apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much of a difference would a fixed election date make for the Parliament Registration Department?
Well, I guess it'd be a happy day for everybody because you could properly plan in advance. How it is now, the election might be called. The Prime Minister might say, "I want election next month," and so you have to start to put things in place to make that happen.
Wow. All right, we're getting a lot of interesting text messages and calls too. Callers, you can get your calls in. We're talking with the Parliamentary Commissioner, Harrison Thompson. Give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This person says they missed it when you said the constituency with the highest highest percentage of votes, turnout. Killarney, you said, right?
And New Providence.
Providence.
And North, I'm just in the Family Islands.
Right. Okay. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning. You are live on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Hi.
I'm listening to the gentleman, and I too was told that the electronic ballots didn't, or the electronic whatever it is, didn't have any information on it. Both my husband and I applied. When we went to pick it up, mine was ready, and they told my husband he would have to get his after election. And so I hope moving forward, the proficiency of the operation will find us in a better position. Additionally, you have the different persons. If you speak to the parliamentary registrar, you would get two different answers. So I hope moving forward that too could be corrected. And I know that they were on several of the radio stations, and there were a number of questions that was put to them that they were supposed to have gotten back to that they never got back to, because in my constituency, the constituency was divided, which would have been Kalani and whatever the new constituency is, and a number of persons just didn't know where they were supposed to have voted, and you would have called and you would have gotten different answers from different persons. So I hope moving forward, the information coming from the parliamentary office could be all on the same page and be more readily available. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate your call. It's unfortunate that happened. That should not have happened, where you get different information from different staff members. But during election time, I guess we have so many people working, and it depends on who you speak to. Once you seeking any information from the Parliamentary Registration Department, it should be either the commissioner or somebody designated by the commissioner. But if you talk to some staff members who probably might not be familiar with certain things, then you might get different responses. But we do apologize, and we're looking at things like that to ensure that our communications lined up properly and everybody get the same message. But thanks we appreciate your call, man.
Well, she brings up an interesting point about just everybody being on the same page with the same message. And during the election, I think it was just after the advance poll, you had candidates who came on the radio and they said, well, the way the ballot boxes were moved by people and the communication about them being transported and all of that stuff was off. What can you tell us about standard operating procedures at polling stations, how they should be managed and run? Every election, should it be the same way? Is everybody on the same page, the people who are working in the polls? Is the communication the same for everybody?
Everybody's supposed to be on the same page. But you can appreciate we had over 2,000 persons who are working for parliamentary during the election process. And you could train and teach and whatever. And some people just wouldn't grasp at the same level. But we endeavor to try to ensure that everybody be on the same page. The message is the same as much as possible. And we will continue to try to enhance that.
But things like moving the box, and who should be on a bus with the box, and who should be called when boxes are being moved. That seems like something standard that happens.
Let me just say, all political parties and candidates were involved and advised. You heard the former Prime Minister. He went on a talk show and said that they knew what was happening.
Right.
Okay. Some people, he said, was grandstanding. That was his word. Okay. So everybody knew. We met with all of the leaders of the various parties, etc., before we do anything, or we contacted them.
Right.
So it was a matter of, just us being honest and upfront. Okay.
All right, so you heard her again. Another person who was told that the biometric card had no information on it. So there's a lot of folks giving.
There might be a misunderstanding of the card on election day. You had the card, but we didn't have the e-poll book to identify what was on the card. But you could use your card on election day.
So there were no card readers.
No card readers was on the election day because we didn't have all the things in place. But we wanted to ensure that if you had your biometric card, that was just like a voter's card, you could use it on election day. So when they talk about not being able to read their biometrics, that probably what they're talking about.
Okay, so
but
that
data
brings
is
up a great
currently
point.
stored on it, right?
Yeah, it is stored. The data is stored.
So how are we looking in terms of the next general election? Will we have the readers in place, and how many readers will you have? Will you have enough for all of this? How is that going to work?
Just like we have so many staff members at every polling station, and we would have adequate team in the polling station to ensure that we facilitate
But
the
I mean,
process.
will you have the equipment to
The equipment
read the
will be
biometric
there.
cards?
We have enough time. Like I said, the equipment are just about here now.
How many will you need for 41 maybe? Who knows how many will have constituencies?
Well, we'll have enough because with our vendors, we have an open situation where we could request more if we need it. But we would have sufficient.
So do we also have one per polling division, or how does it work exactly?
We're not at that stage yet, but we'll see. It depends on the number of voters and all of that, how we split up the polling stations and all of that.
Okay.
We also have the local government and the family islands. We'll have equipment for those set of things, elections. So we're preparing for all of these things.
I know you told us off here there's a local government election coming up.
Yeah, we have one coming up hopefully next month in Abaco.
Will you be required to use your biometric card for that, or is that?
No,
not
you
yet?
still use your purple card or your biometric. If you have your biometric, like in the general election, you can use your purple card or your biometric card.
Okay.
And the same thing would apply for this upcoming local government by-election in Abaco.
So when is the final cutoff for the purple card?
We don't know yet. We haven't set that time.
Will you set that, or will that be set by the Prime Minister? How does that work? Okay, that's to be determined.
Yeah,
To be determined.
To be determined, yes.
Okay.
How will the biometric card change the process in voting in terms of, I don't know, like now they take your passport or whatever they give you, they shout out your name, and this one say, yes, we find this person. And
You have your biometric card, you come in, just like with your voter's card. They'll check the e-poll book. That'll be like the register.
Right.
We'll also have a paper register there to help to assist in case, technology sometimes fails. And the same process, you go through the process, and you still vote on, you get your ballot, you go in the booth, you mark your X, you come put it in the box. That's the intent right now, and I don't know if it will change between now and the next election.
Right. So it doesn't make the process any much different.
No, not much different.
Will the readers won't cause things to slow down, or will it be faster?
No, it'll be faster. It should be faster. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And do we know what they run on? Not electricity or anything? Or batteries? Or
No, they have batteries. They'll be able to
batteries?
operate. Yeah.
Okay.
They have a lifespan.
Why are you cracking on BPL?
I'm just saying, this is scary. This is scary stuff. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Hi, good morning.
Good. Mr. Commissioner,
Morning, sir.
how you do?
I'm in touch,
Listen
sir.
to me. You were saying something earlier about you teaching over 3,000 people leading into election, and some people, a teacher teach about 40 about 30 children, and all of them don't get AIDS. But let me say this, my Metro card, I put in for it and everything. Can I come down to the registration department and I can still be able to pick that up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once you applied, if you haven't received your card.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay, well, you could check with us.
In South Beach, there by the post office.
Yeah. What you might want to do, sir, call in and because it might be in South Beach Post Office.
Okay, because I live right close. So I can
check with South Beach Post Office because we have a station there.
Okay, but let me congratulate you on getting the people out to register.
Thank you, sir.
The problem with it is that the PLP, the FNM, the COI, and whoever didn't get the people out to vote. You did your part.
Yes, sir.
Your part. You can't vote unless you register. So you got them out to register. We had how much, 100-something thousand people didn't vote?
Well, 67,000.
You think I could have waste my time to go register and do vote?
Yeah.
I might as well register.
Yep.
So we need to work on that, man. And I'm glad that you said we had a lot of young people came out to vote.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with that number.
Yeah.
But Dwight, I congratulate you on the show today, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're live on the air. Hi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Dwight, how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning to the Parliamentary Commissioner.
Morning, sir.
I wanted to say one thing, Dwight. Alan Johnson. I just wanted to say one thing. We talked about the verification of the voters, and I think digitization will help with that. Let me give you an example. If we properly implement the national ID system, which will be tied basically across all of the various different places we go, birth certificates, that including the fact that the voter's registration card will also can almost double for that. So what happens is that, let's say the national ID card expires every 5 years. And so there's some mechanism to, if the person doesn't renew in the 6th year or notify or something of that sort, it will actually happen. So what the key is to have not individual digitization conversations, like how we have the voter's card, then we have the passport, and then we have a national ID, then we have the NID card and everything. What we need is one central ID card properly executed, and it will solve many of these problems that we have in the 21st century. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Interesting text here. Mr. Thompson, this person says here, why aren't the complete results not printed? I would like to see what my polling division did, not just the overall results. Can the public access all of this?
The public can access it. It's on our webpage, and we gazetted it. So, but we take note of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This texter says, my biometric card's QR code is still showing an address in Washington State. So people are scanning the QR code on the back.
They can't do it.
That's not...
You see, they scan it, they wouldn't give them the correct information. Mm-hmm. It have to be done by our machine.
Machine reader.
Yeah. So they could get all kind of information. They scan the QR code, wouldn't give them the correct information.
Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on here because I heard somebody say they scanned it and there was a restaurant menu. So okay.
No.
Okay. So no, it has to be your specific reader.
Right.
Okay. So folks, stop doing that.
Yeah, that's the security things that they put in place so that everybody can't just go and do what they want to do with the cards.
Okay, makes sense. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
Great. I wasn't I didn't join your show at the onset, and so I don't know if you would have addressed the concern that I have. But two things. One was the early registration, the early voting.
The advanced polling.
A lot of persons seem to have given them flack because, a lot of things didn't seem to go as smoothly as they should have gone. My thing is, should that be placed on the government at that time, or was it solely their responsibility to ensure that everything happened? Because I know sometimes there are things that you might want to do and you can't do because you have your limitations and your boundaries, or is it that you're given all the boundaries that you need to do whatever you need to do and you still wasn't able to complete it? I guess it's the why. You probably would have already started and discussed what you could have done better, but is the public right when they start to hop on the government and say, well, okay, y'all did a terrible job, whatever, whatever? Or is it both? That's the first question. And the second one is, after election was over, we got feedback, and my concern was that it had indicated that this was the third time that some of the feedback was given. Does that also have anything to do with the government, or is it solely the responsibility of the persons who were in charge of the election?
Okay, thank you very much.
Hang on.
Yeah, all right. So we did talk about the advance poll before, and you said it before. This is the largest number of people who registered for it, and you're reevaluating it now to see whether there needs to be changes or restrictions to that, because there was perhaps too many people and people who did not need to be on the advance poll, perhaps.
Yeah, we're looking at that now, and the advance poll, like I said, we started off with a small number of persons. There's only the armed forces and the election agents from the government. But it has been expanded to such a vast number now, and we believe it will continue to expand. So we're making recommendations that we have a streamlined list of categories that we would include in the advance poll, and hopefully we'd be able to streamline it and improve the conditions out there.
Right. Right. All right. So the second part of her question, I think she's referring to some of the feedback. Former Jamaican Prime Minister Bruce Golding had some interesting things to say about wondering why the observers even come, because every time they come, they recommend the same thing over and over, and we don't seem to be adhering to it or taking up the advice. Let's talk about that, getting into it, and what is being done about it.
Some of the things that Prime Minister Golding mentioned would be policy decisions. Recommendations are being made to see how we could address them. But they are policy decisions that...
So we need our elected officials to deal with that.
Yes.
All right. Did you hear anything after he made those comments? Did they say anything to you that they're looking at it, that they're seriously considering it? Any indication that they would take up the advice?
There's some indication that it's being looked at. There's some indication.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of this was campaign finance reform among one of the main criticisms there. So this is just me saying it. Don't hold your breath, folks. But it's up to you, perhaps, right? The public, to make it known that you agree and support this. Right? And that you really want it. So we have to, we're all in this together.
We're all stakeholders in the process.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why when you come to election, every single Bahamian is a stakeholder.
Yeah.
So all of us have to play our role and ensure that we have the elections that we want.
Absolutely. We've got some more calls as we talk to Harrison Thompson with the Parliamentary Registration Department. He's the commissioner. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning to everybody. And I have two quick questions. The first question is the biometric. Are you still registering people to get the biometric card?
Yes, sir. You could go to any of the post offices in New Providence, or the Fox Hill Community Center, or Town Center Mall, or the headquarters. You could register.
Second question. Has there been any election petitions filed in the election court after this election so far?
I am not sure. I heard that there were 2, but I have not seen any evidence of that. I heard that there were 2 that were supposed to be filed. I'm not sure whether they were filed or whether they were filed on time or whatever.
Is there a deadline for that?
There is a deadline.
Has it passed already?
The deadline has passed. So.
Oh, okay. So you would have heard had that happened?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, so evidently I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate that, yes. Because that was going to be one of our next questions. But so far, you don't know if that has happened?
No, I don't.
Okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Thank you for taking my call.
Good morning.
Yes. Saying that we seem to be having a constant low voter turnout, is it possible to sort of extend the election over like a 2-day period that will encourage people to come at a more convenient time? And also, the final question is, with the biometric card, would you have the card readers maybe in other locations other than at a certain poll so persons can be more conveniently accessing those biometric readers? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Let me deal with the second. I don't think that the e-poll book will be at any other station. We would have kiosks at our department that you could access your information if you so desire. But in terms of reading the biometric card, you wouldn't be able to read that all over the place. It's for election purposes, so it would only be used for that particular purpose. The first question was?
Elections over 2 days.
Oh, yeah. We do have elections over 2 days now. We have the advance poll and the general election. So I understand what you're saying, and I also thought about maybe with senior citizens and the disabled and all of whether they should come on a separate day, and all these things are being looked at, and because they require certain attention and the process. Because if you are a disabled person, you have somebody with you. So you and that person have to swear to an oath. So that prolonged the process a little longer. And and you're not moving as fast as you would like to. So all of that factor into the time that one would have to spend. So we thought about those things. We're looking at it, but right now we have 2 days of election right now.
Okay.
I don't know when we talked about the advance poll if we kind of got to the bottom of this. I know y'all have some recommendations on the table, but is there consideration for putting more restrictions on who can participate?
That's what I thought I said.
We did
streamline it.
Yeah. Streamline it, right? Okay. Yeah. Just make it.
There were a whole lot of people who did not need to take it. A whole lot. You say it was 28,000 people registered?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's insane. That is insane. Wow. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
How you doing, sir?
You're doing well. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Yeah, I just turned it on. I was waiting to hear you first. I can't hear good on the phone. But the gentleman made a very valid point, because I worked the polls, and I could tell you personally that senior citizens should not have been out in that heat, number one. But then senior citizens and handicapped need to have their own day, number one. Number two is, I noticed the first day on the advance poll, there was a lot of PLPs out there blocking the walkway and all that. And I'm not victimizing, I'm just speaking in general. Is that something that should happen? I mean, should there be either the workers there, but there was just a bunch of people standing in the walkway, and people had to walk around the walkway just to get towards the polls. So why y'all can't consider senior citizens and handicapped 1 day special for them? That is considering people, man. We need to consider senior citizens in this country. That sun was too hot for even a normal person at 20 to 30, 40 years old. So please consider senior citizens and handicapped. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Well, anything you can say? I mean, I voted on Election Day, and I said it before the election on the show that the lines are much shorter and more manageable, and that would have been the best time for somebody with a disability or older person to go. Advance poll day is too hectic, too chaotic. It just didn't make any sense.
What happened on the advance poll day? We were advised that they were bringing senior citizens in buses, okay? And everybody had a wheelchair. We had some stories where people who were in wheelchairs really didn't need to be there, but that's for a different time.
Right.
But they were there, so that prolonged the process a little now.
Yeah.
They were coming on buses. They just wasn't 1-1. 1-1 you could deal with, but when they come on buses, and they have every senior citizen who was in a wheelchair needed somebody to assist them.
So there were more than the 28,000 registered who showed up?
Yeah, because some people showed up, said that they were told to come because they were 65 years and old.
Wow. Wow, that's rough. That's rough. Let's see. We can squeeze in one more caller. We're running out of time. Caller, good. Oh, okay, they're gone. All right. So, again, you're saying so if you did register for the biometric card, you're
verified. If you did
you're
verify,
already verified, it just wasn't ready before the election.
You could come and pick up your cards.
And you're saying call first, or can you? Would you know where to go?
No, we posted, but I don't have it with me today. But you could call the office and let us know what constituency you're in, and we'll tell you where to pick up your card from.
Okay. All right. The caller's back. Yeah, let's see if we can get them in. Really quickly. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning again.
Hi.
To the commissioner, sir.
Yes.
Could you say if you was confirmed in that position as yet?
Yes, I am confirmed, sir.
Okay, so that means that's for the next 5 years.
I'm confirmed in the position. It's not 5 years term, but I'm confirmed now.
Okay, but I would like also to agree with the last caller. You know, I have been around a lot of elections over the last 30 almost 40 years, and that advance poll, that was the most chaotic advance poll ever, and I don't think we ever need to see something like that, like the gentleman did said, right? I mean, I thought the advance polls were for police officers who working the polls, and government workers who working the poll, along with the the senior citizens. But what we saw this election, we saw able-bodied people. A lot of them wasn't working. And I mean, if you coming there by in a wheelchair, we have to get more. We know what goes on in this country, or what potential in this country. So it need to be some requirement. Like if you are disabled, right, then you should have some type of identification of being disabled. You just can't sit inside a chair and then we regard you as being disabled. Because
but also be registered for the poll. Showing up who were not registered to take part in the advanced poll. So, of course, you're going to have a chaotic scene there. And it used to be for people who were traveling on the election, right? But if we had a fixed date, then people would be able to plan and would not have to, anyway. And then schools wouldn't have to postpone national examinations and all kinds of things. So one day we'll get it. This text, as we get ready to wrap up, this person says here, why can't Bahamians living abroad participate in the elections? There's a whole lot of reasons why, I'm sure.
And there are many reasons for that. I think the law requires that you be resident in the country. Some persons have been overseas for years. They have started a new life, so they even have a different citizenship.
Yeah.
The law don't allow them to vote at this time.
Yeah. All right. You said it. You can find these numbers on your website. Remind folks what the website is so we can go and look at it.
Parliamentary Elections Act. The website. So it's once you go on that, you should be okay.
Just go and look for that. Okay. Thank you very much. Somebody else is asking about that by-election. The by-election that's coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that? That's going to be...
It's in Great Harbor Key. In Abaco. Just one polling station. One of the members resigned. And it's going to be hopefully by the end of next month.
Okay. Well, great stuff. So the work never ends. Thank you very much for being here and sharing this information. People still have a lot of questions. But thank you, Harrison Thompson, for being here this morning.
It's been my pleasure.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break and then be back to wrap things up. This is Morning the Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Hey, folks. Thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry, folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on!
We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic agents and brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom.
Seafowl, growing wealth for future generations.
Hey kids, are you ready? It's back! The Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp. July 27th to 31st at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, 2 to 5 p.m. daily, and August 3rd to 8th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for boys and girls from 5 to 18. Come enjoy the thrills of the big game alongside NBA legends and current superstars Michael Sweetbells Thompson, Michael Jr., Klay Thompson, Buddy Hield, Muggsy Bogues, and many others. Registration forms available now at the Seventh-day Adventist offices on Tony Williams Darling Highway. The Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. President of the National Health Insurance Providers Association, Dr. Denotra Archer Cartwright, telling Guardian Business that there's been no strategy presented to her members assuring that they will be paid on time by the National Health Insurance Authority. Archer says the repeated concerns raised by physician providers have gone largely unaddressed, and there's been no clear demonstration of a sustainable financial strategy that assures physicians will be paid accurately and on time. NHIA Deputy Chairman Dr. Robin Roberts recently told the Tribune that the authority is developing a sustainable financing mechanism for ensuring NHI's long-term viability. He urged Bahamians to look beyond delayed provider payments to the bigger picture. He says that NHI has worked expectations, and he rejected assertions that it's on the verge of collapse. Community organizations across the country and the wider Caribbean have now opportunity to compete for funding up to $80,000 after the Sandals Foundation officially applications for its 2027 grant program. The foundation last week launched its first stage of its two-step application process, inviting eligible non-profit organizations to submit concept applications by July 27th for projects aimed at creating long-term community impact. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market movers, APD Limited moving 65 shares, closing at $51 unchanged. Commonwealth Bank moving 7,614, down 21 cents to 412. Fidelity Bank moving 875 unchanged at 1344. And Consolidated Water unchanged at 578. Emira Incorporated up 6 cents, closing at 1324. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 3,235.06, down 0.15. It's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And before we go, reminding you that the Nassau Goombay Summer Festival kicks off July 18th, noon on Bay Street. Kicking it off with musical performances from Sherrod Taylor, Lady E, Blotty, and Gino D. And starting July 18th to July 24th and July 31st, noon to midnight, all roads lead to Goombay Summer Festival. For more information, check out Bahamas.com and follow Tourism Today on social media for more updates. Chester Robards, that's it for us today. Thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.